And we are live. So today is Thursday, June 13th. Welcome to Actifio On-Tech. It is
Everyone's in the camera. Oh my God.
Yes, we have four people today. Very excited. Some new faces, or a new face as well. So welcome, I'm Jay. Of course, we have Jason.
Manas
come all the way from India for this special occasion just for this.
Well done.
And
Chris Murphy.
Still
here.
All right. So before we get on our stories, someone has to give us the word on this fabulous beer.
Wow.
Do you know Knockout Blonde?
I have not had this beer.
It's Lawson's Finest Liquids, which is in Vermont.
We've had this on the show before.
All right, shall I read it then? Our blonde ale packs a zippy punch of hop aroma. This brew features a flavorful blend of North American malts and is fully loaded with Cascade and Centennial hops.
Wonderful.
So it's a hoppy blonde ale.
Hoppy blonde ale.
Let's try it out.
That's what it is.
We need to roll it? Is that the proper technique to be
I don't know.
pouring
It's
it?
been in the fridge, sitting upright, so I don't think you.
I think this is the type of beer
You might want to
drink.
just do like two of these and then go.
That's what I'm saying.
You want to do? Have you ever done the honors?
I will do the honors today. I feel very proud of doing the honors
And
today.
Manas doesn't drink alcohol.
While you crack that open, I have pomegranate juice.
Oh, fancy.
Freshly brewed out of Arctic, and hence.
May I have your glass, please, sir? Thank you.
It's actually a Massachusetts company, I think.
Very good.
Oh, is it?
Polar Seltzer is a Massachusetts company. I love their seltzer.
Okay, here you are.
Mandarin is awesome.
Wow. Thank you. Good thing you rolled that. Wow.
Can you see? Look at that.
So Jason,
consistent color throughout.
Jason, why don't you start with what story that you have today?
All right, I had a few, but we got a lot of people here, so I'll pick one of the more interesting ones. And it's going to be that our friends at Facebook, who we've talked about many times here, have actually rolled out a tool in the U.S. that will help you donate blood. So if you want Zuck knowing what your blood type is and where you live,
Just what I've always wanted.
all that stuff, guess what? You can.
So I guess they're combining blood types with location, and they're saying you need this, right? Like we need blood of your type right
Basically,
now.
right.
Really?
It's basically
I'm guessing.
Basically, you have to enroll in this, and then what it will do is, like you said, it will tell you of local hospitals or organizations that are doing blood drives around you.
Okay.
I actually don't think you even input your blood type into the
So
the
it's just
tool,
location.
but it's more just like kind of, and it's actually already been rolled out in India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Brazil.
Wow.
But this is the first U.S. rollout. It's being rolled out in Chicago, New York City, San Francisco, Baltimore, and D.C. today. And then they'll be rolling out nationwide in the coming months to other
So just what
cities.
you want.
And
Facebook getting more information about you.
Right, but you know that Facebook has a director of product for health. I did
I
not
know that. Me
Well,
neither.
they do. There's a person. I don't know if it's a male or female. Hima Buddaraju. I don't know if there's a.
Hima, is it H-I? Oh yeah, that's a female.
It's a female.
Good to know.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, she said yes. So, basically, it's just a way for you, if you are a blood donor or want to become more active in donating blood, it's another tool for you to do that.
All right.
Cool.
So I have something related to Facebook as well. So Facebook recently has accepted to have obtained private information about its users to a U.S. Senate member. And essentially what they did was they had a research app which was there on the App Store, on the Google Play Store. And they basically offered $20 for anyone who would sort of sign up for completing up a survey. And that had all the sort of information about their browsing habits and all of that. And looks like they sort of had information from about 187,000 users all over the world, and out of which 156,000 were from India. So
156?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're going to be in trouble for this.
I hope so.
Speaking of trouble,
Uh-oh.
before we drink all our beers, we're going to need some spice. So this is Fat Thing's beef chips
Yeah.
from a friend of ours.
Friend of yours, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
We got
Close
the
up.
close up. Oh,
No.
Be close up. No, I gotta
focus
go
is gonna
more
be great
over.
on that.
There you go. Now it's too. You guys too close though.
So guys, I'll take a chip, and it's a little spicy, so get your beer ready.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's
All
very
right.
tasty.
It's actually very
crisp,
very flavorful.
Got it.
very flavorful.
Very flavorful.
Jason? So while we're doing that, I'll share my story, and I have multiple, but one of my stories Whoa, look at that.
Go big or go home.
This one is interesting because it's got a moral angle to it. So it's a question of ethics. So has anyone into podcasts?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, me too. True crime ones is what I listen to. Anyone familiar with how they caught the Golden State Killer?
Through a podcast.
No.
This was in the 70s?
No, recently. But all the killings happened in the past.
Okay.
How they did was this. They basically got DNA, but the problem is you have
From
DNA.
the podcast?
Yes. No.
This is very confusing.
From him, from leftovers from his various crimes. He was doing very bad things. But the problem is his DNA wasn't any database. And so there was the way they caught him is a new technology where they were able to take that, sort of compare it to a known database of individuals, find someone whose DNA might be kind of close but not the same, and then use that person to track him down. That's how they found him.
Are we talking about a relative?
Yes,
Yeah.
like a cousin or something. So that's what they did. Then the database for this is something called GedMatch. This is the company.
With a G or a J?
It's GedMatch. So
This is not a dating site for people with high school diplomas.
well, maybe you could find your girlfriends there. But
Ooh, good! I like
That actually was a good. I was thinking of trying to make
That's
a joke out of GEDs, but you just totally nailed it. That was good. Boom.
so you can see that it can be a very powerful tool for finding criminals because anytime you have DNA, you could use this. They've solved a lot of crimes with this. But here's the problem. A bunch of the DNA that was on it was basically no one had given their approval for their DNA to be on it. So in fact, of the 2 million people who were on it, maybe 50,000 gave approval. So essentially what they did recently said, you know what? That's probably not right. So they shut it down and said, okay, you can only get access to it, aka police, if you get pre-approval from these people. Of the 2 million, 50,000 approved. So effectively, this avenue of finding bad guys via DNA matching has kind of been destroyed.
So wait a minute. Are you saying that this DNA sourcing was not for felons or like people that would normally be in a police database? This was from like
Random
consumer
people.
sources?
Yes.
Yikes.
Where did the DNA come from?
I don't like
That's what
that.
I want to know.
There
How
was
was
a
it
company they
obtained?
talked about that volunteered as DNA to it, like not its DNA, but volunteered
Its customers?
as customers. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like
So-
23andMe, basically, or like
Not that one, but that kind of
It could
company.
be,
right?
though, right?
Yes. So it's an interesting question in that sort of giving your DNA and using it for these criminal searches without your approval seems problematic. You know,
Yeah.
that's a violation of privacy.
One-
Yeah,
would
is
say
this guy even going to get prosecuted now? Because he
Who?
used this, the killer?
No, he got in jail. They found him. Like they actually physically found the guy through GedMatch
Yeah.
because
Right.
they got his cousin or something,
Yeah.
and through all that they found him. Then they got his DNA, and it matched the ones from the crime. So
But could his case be thrown out because of the
No.
way they found him? No.
no.
Okay.
So, or not that I'm aware of. I
depends
don't
how
think so.
expensive his lawyer is, I guess.
So now the question becomes, wow, so this whole GedMatch thing, this really potentially very powerful criminal tool, has essentially gone away. Until people approve, and who's going to approve, and what's going to happen. So it's an interesting conundrum of privacy versus wanting to solve a greater good, and obviously encouraging people to accept. Now, what do you think? Should they have done? Did they do the right thing by changing the privileges?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so.
They did.
I don't want to enroll all 6 billion people in the world into a global DNA database.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, my friend John said, indeed, it was the bad guy's brother or other family member. That is correct.
What happens if, like, this DNA information is in the wrong hands? What if, like, Russian hackers get it? Is that a big deal?
They
or
already
no?
have it.
I don't think it matters.
No.
Now, what are they going to do with it?
I don't know. Create a
Create some new
clone.
identity?
Create a clone.
Frame you.
New
Maybe
identity.
create like a robo
Frame you. They could frame you. Think about it.
They could easily frame you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I think Google Pixel is a very fairly popular phone, right?
We've got one. Jason and I both have them.
Yeah, even I have
one. You got one too?
Yep.
Sweet.
Which one do you have?
Pixel 2 XL.
So do we all
That's
have
right,
that.
Pixel
So
2
do I
XL.
have.
Oh, wow.
There we
You guys
go.
should hang out.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
We work
Hang
together.
together.
How about that? Yeah.
So Google recently released a sort of a sneak peek into its Pixel 4 phone, which is going to come out in October this year. And looks like it has more than one rear camera, now 2 rear cameras.
Yes.
I really wonder why they need more than one, because the single one works so well. It does. So So
Probably a zoom lens, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
That's what they're all doing now.
And the new iPhone is rumored to have like three, I think.
yeah, 3 in the back.
My Samsung Galaxy S10 has wide angle,
Oh, yeah.
level,
Look at
and
that.
zoom.
He's got 3.
So even
So
though,
it already has 3, right?
yeah, and like the Pixel camera is very good and the tech's very
Right.
good.
Yes.
But if it doesn't have a lens that can zoom, there's nothing you can do about that, right?
And looks like Pixel 4 is going to catch up on face recognition because there's no fingerprint scanner in the back. So they're probably going to have either an in-display fingerprint scanner or
Ultrasonic in-display
yes,
fingerprint. Oop, looks like I got a notification.
yeah.
Oh,
I agree.
Like that.
Although I also saw that there could even be some kind of sensor on the back that could like sense like hand motion.
Yes.
So if it's like on the table, you can go like this or something, and I don't know.
It does something.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe it'll hang up or go silent.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Little Jedi mind trick.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go. Exactly.
Nice.
So here's a bigger question.
How much is
And
it
it
gonna
was-
cost? Like $1,000.
And it was a question when the Apple thing came out.
Yeah.
Do you really think, like, are you going to be first in line to get the Pixel 4 when it comes out, even if you're off contract with your 2XL? Like, my 2XL is pretty darn good. Like,
Yeah,
it's,
How old is
it's
it?
doing pretty well.
it'll be 2 years in November.
yeah.
You're one to talk. You had one forever. You had one for like
Yeah.
5 years ago before you
Well,
went to
it
the.
lasted almost 4 years.
That's impressive.
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
I mean, I feel like that's sort of the lifespan with these things anyway. So by the time it's out, he'll probably want a new one.
Yeah.
Of course, I will, but the question is, will I?
I feel like every 3 years.
Will you
is when I
spend
upgrade.
$1,000?
Yeah, well, exactly.
High-end
exactly.
flagship.
Totally.
Because Google's not doing the cheap ones anymore. These are all pretty
These are all.
That's what they said. Because they got the cheap ones now, they just announced the 4A, the 3A, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They can now do the real high end, really high end ones.
Yep. So next story I had was about our good old Macs. So
I want to hear about this.
Yep.
I really want the brain dump from you.
I know. Well, you're big on this. So
I am. I like this.
anytime there's an upgrade to our phone or our computer,
I know.
this guy's all
wants
over it.
it.
I am
all over it.
I'm determined it's going to make my life better.
He
It doesn't always.
tells me about it. So
Until the time that I made the upgrade too early,
Ah.
and my
then
basic
stuff
computer
crashes.
became non-functional, and IT was like, "Yeah, you need to
didn't-
wipe it," and I'm like, "Nah, I don't think I can do that." But that's what they said. So yes and no. I learned my lesson. But please keep going.
So the next version of the Mac OS is going to be called Catalina. Comes out this fall, and I just saw an article about the 5 best things about it. So I'm going to read them off to you. So first and foremost is that, as you are all well aware, iTunes replacement. So iTunes is going away
Yep.
and being replaced by 3 apps: Apple Music,
Yep.
Apple TV, and Apple Podcasts.
Talked about that last week, I think.
We did, I think.
Great.
So that will be as part of the Mac OS update as well. So that will decouple those 3 apps into your Mac. Also, iPad apps on the Mac. So,
Oh, okay.
if with Mojave, which is what I run now, I think we all do, right, as part of our corporate.
Yep.
Mojave.
Mojave.
Yeah, someone was saying Mojave. I'm like, it's Mojave, dude. Like, anyway, where like the new stocks, voice memos, and home came in, so they're now on our computer. They'll be bringing more with Catalina. So Catalina is actually being open to all iPad developers through a tool called Catalyst, which will help them build apps that can run on both iPad and Mac OS.
So Jason, it makes me wonder if the new Mac would be sort of touch screen, where you could interact with the.
Oh, good question. They've been so far behind on that compared
Yeah.
to other environments.
I think Surface Pro is already ahead with that in Microsoft.
Well, another key thing that is interesting with the iPad is that not just the apps are coming, but also the device. So with Sidecar, Mac users will be able to extend their desktop by running an iPad as a second screen,
That's pretty cool.
or as a tablet pad with Apple Pencil. Kind of cool.
So
Yeah.
I like second screen.
So they're extending it so now you can actually write and it'll show up on your Mac by using the iPad.
yeah,
Cool.
It's great.
that's cool.
A bunch of accessibility stuff as well: voice control, Siri, speech recognition, audio processing, and then screen time. So we actually will be able to, just like on an iPhone, control screen time on the Mac OS on your computer as well.
Cool.
Yep.
Can't wait to have that on the work Mac.
Yeah, there you go.
I know, right? Oh, sorry, couldn't work.
Done for the day,
screen
Chris.
time. Sorry, done. And there's a bunch of other stuff around security and privacy and photos and notes and Safari, et cetera, but those were the 5 best things according to CNET. So
Cool.
there you go. It comes out in the fall, I believe. I don't know if I have a date for it, but it's going to be fall 2019.
That's probably one of those ones you can't upgrade
date.
to until it gets approved by corporate.
course.
I think it might be good to wait a 6
I think
months
you're
or
right.
so,
I know.
yeah.
I think you're right, Chris.
We'll see you this time next year.
I
and
jumped
we'll
the
see what
gun
happens.
last time.
Yeah.
It's just neat to
David,
restore from a snapshot. So if your macOS update disagrees with your third-party software, you can revert
they have
your
inbuilt
system back to snapshot of your computer you had before you updated.
Is that like
So-
Time Machine or is that a local
Backup
snap?
to cloud, iCloud.
Oh, it says restore from a snapshot. So like you said, when you bricked your computer by accident, you could restore from a
That would've been
snapshot.
nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
So what you're saying is Jay's going to upgrade on day one.
Yeah. No.
now that
I got too much
You
trouble with
have
IT, so I won't do that
You know
again.
the new Mac Pro costs $6,000.
Yes, I saw that.
$6,000.
Oh my god.
And that's not even with a stand.
It's great.
Yeah, it stands another $1,000.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
accessories and the all of those things cost extra. Right?
It's really crazy.
All right, so here's mine, which I think is interesting.
Yeah.
How many of you guys are a fan of Steven Spielberg?
Sure. Yeah.
I think he
some
writes
good
pretty good movies historically.
Made some good movies in
Right.
the past.
So he is writing.
Historically, you know.
He is writing a horror TV show
Oh.
series. So okay, whatever.
We need to get our expert horror writer.
Yeah, we should
We
bring him in for a
do, I
consult.
know. But it's not that's so interesting. What's really interesting to me, because I've never heard of this before, is it's running on a platform which is coming, called Quibi, Q-U-I-B-I. And what Quibi allows, it's short form, so it's probably not a full-length TV show, but short ones. But what's really interesting is it limits when you can watch it. And so according to his plan, you will only be able to watch his horror movie after dark. And if you try to watch it during the day, it won't work.
That's interesting.
Isn't that clever? I mean, why not?
And they'll use your camera on your laptop to determine that your lights are off. Make sure that you're as creeped out as possible.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. It'll talk to Alexa.
Yeah.
This Quibi, it's just like an app that you can get on
Exactly.
a smart TV, or is it just
Right.
on like a computer?
Sounds like yet another.
It's short for
YouTube,
Quick
Hulu,
Bites,
Whatever.
and they've raised $1 billion from investors for an April 2020 launch, and more funding is supposed to come, and they want a third generation of film narrative.
This is
Like
does that
short
mean?
form.
And Jeffrey
It's like
Katzenberg-
short form, like short
Jeffrey
things.
Katzenberg
Yeah.
is running this.
Yeah.
In big wig.
Yeah, so these are like bigwig people.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
2-week free trial, so I guess you pay to be a member as well.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
125 pieces of content a week.
That'd be interesting. So there's a whole another story about this Quibi thing is interesting. Right. 7,000 pieces a year. It's a lot. So we'll see, but
Yet another choice
I know.
with Disney and
Oh, well, there was some story about Disney's, I thought, pay TV service coming out, wasn't there?
I think it came out.
It did.
Did it
Okay.
come out yet? I think it's coming out in the fall.
All right.
Okay.
You should.
Well, yeah. Talking about
If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's what I heard. Is a fall. Christmas next year.
No,
Can you-
this year. Totally, it is definitely this year. We did a story on it.
Back on
We did.
I did a story on
Yeah, I
it.
think it was a fall.
Yeah. Captain Marvel, I think, is going to be the first movie they offer on it. For the new ones. Anyway, sorry. Manas, go ahead.
Yeah. So talking about TV, Samsung is coming out with a 292-inch LED screen,
That's awesome. That's what Jason needs.
I don't need that.
and it's named the Wall.
I do need a bigger one, though. I only have a 52-inch TV at home. That's it.
That's
So
garbage.
Right? I know. Seriously.
Literally
It's also, the TV's 11 years old. I got it.
Oh, wow.
I bought it for
Pretty good.
I remember buying it for the Beijing Olympics.
Is that a plastic?
okay.
No, it's an LCD. Yeah, Samsung LCD.
I have an old school projector in my basement, and I got it in.
It's a projector guy.
What year was it?
1972.
2003. So it's old.
Yeah.
But it's a 110-inch diagonal screen, so it's pretty big.
Oh, you're in competition.
No, but
How
mine's
big's
old.
your screen?
Same size.
Ooh.
But your projector's probably newer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's cool. I mean,
We don't need them anymore if we have a 292-inch
That's
TV.
true.
that is true. I know.
ridiculous.
I
That
know.
is
Well, you just have
humongous.
to take it down for like something.
Oh,
How much
God,
does it,
help
how
me.
much does it weigh?
This is the modular one, right?
Yeah,
does
there's
it
the
roll
model
out?
one. Yes.
So you can actually like
You can shrink it down
Put
as
pieces
well. Put
together.
pieces together, shrink it down, make it 70, 80, whatever.
That's pretty sweet.
but there's no line.
Yeah, there's no line.
That's pretty cool.
So, by the way,
There's no
Disney
edge.
Plus is going to be available November 12th.
There you go.
And it's going to cost $7 a month or $70 a year.
Jill will be getting it.
I know, your kiddos
Three
might like
daughters
that.
at home. You're going to need
They're going
that.
to want to watch Frozen on permanent loop.
My daughter would too.
Already
though.
happening.
Let it go, Gio.
Let it go.
Let it go.
And there you are. Captain Marvel will be the first place at launch.
Yeah, and some things stick in there. Not a lot, but some things.
Right.
Yeah. So tell me more about this TV. Like, How much does it cost?
So they have not disclosed the
Infinite
price.
dollars.
Yeah, exactly.
No, there was an interesting line in the article that I was reading about, and it said if you are asking about the price, you probably cannot afford it.
Oh, there we go.
Samsung's really good at making those like out of reach, demos
Right.
of tech, and they're like,
Well, like that
"We've
phone,
launched this
like
product."
the F.
Yeah.
The Galaxy F, which Manas was talking about as well, which you got a
yeah.
story on that too, right? You
yes.
said AT&T did something with it?
Yeah, so Galaxy Fold basically, you're all aware of the issues coming with the screen, right? The screen got broken and all of that. So AT&T has decided to cancel the pre-orders for that Fold phone.
I'd be pissed if that was one of those people.
And the reason
No.
they said was basically Samsung has not shipped the phones to them, and so they cannot, send the phones
Right.
to their customers. But really, I feel that I understand there might be a market for phablets and the tablet come phone kind of a thing. But really, I don't think that we are at a point where the technology is kind of ready for that. There are other companies that are coming out. Huawei, I think, has come out with its own foldable phone, but I don't think it's catching up as of yet.
Seems hard to make right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
right,
seems hard
think
to-
about it. How do you not end up creasing it?
Creasing it and avoiding the cracks on the
Think about how often people are going to go
right.
put it in their pocket, sit down.
Yeah, your kid gets a hold of it and it's
Yeah.
gone.
But could be cool.
Dog
if it
starts
works.
chewing
Oh gosh, I know. Well, plus the design was bad. But we talked about that too. How like
It was
dust
a
could get
flaw in the
underneath
design.
it, and
Yeah.
it was just a bad design.
Which they've allegedly fixed.
Will be interesting to see.
V1.
I know. I know.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so let's
You
see
got
what do
any
we
tech
got
news
here.
coming up next week, Jay? I heard there's something going on. in
Oh,
Boston.
whoa, look at that
Oh,
plug.
wow,
This guy.
nice.
I don't know.
You should work in marketing.
Yeah. I thought I did.
You want to give the pitch?
Sure. So Actifio has this great show called DataDriven next week. That is Wednesday and Thursday at the Intercontinental Hotel here in Boston. What?
Tuesday, Wednesday?
Tuesday, Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? Tuesday, Wednesday.
All
Sorry.
right, Jay.
Oh, man. You're
Oh, man. Tuesday,
All right.
Wednesday.
Merck's going. You're staying
You're
here.
out.
You're doing some coding. He's going to be...
Lots of great speakers there, including one guy I think was really cool, was on the famed MIT blackjack team. And our colleague who has seen the deck, his presentation, says it's fantastic.
Sizzling.
Chief Digital Officer from the state of Massachusetts will be there as well. That's a new addition.
right.
Someone from Warner Entertainment, I believe, will be there. Really a lot of cool stuff. And the big thing about the show is if you go, you might think, oh, it's going to be people droning on and on about how wonderful Actifio is. And there's no doubt Actifio is wonderful.
No doubt.
But it's really about customers and end users speaking about broader issues in the industry that they see.
More
so it's
about
very
how
cool.
data has
Yeah.
helped their companies,
Right.
or how they've seen it influence, their lives and things like that.
Yeah. So we're excited. We'll all be there. So come see us.
Yep. Intercontinental Hotel, downtown Boston.
Yeah.
Be a good time.
Any live streaming going on from that, do we think? Or
No.
No.
it's too jam-packed, really.
Well, we might be doing some on-tech.
Well, they're doing some on-tech there. That's true.
Maybe like,
On-Tech recap each day. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
We can do that.
Say what?
Totally. We should figure out what gear we need to bring, but I digress.
You do digress.
Anyway, so
I'd say
What
that's
else?
it for
That's it.
me. I mean,
Yeah.
I had a few other smaller
Me
things,
too.
but nothing
Me too.
major. So
cool.
Well, Manas, great job on your first on-tech.
Yes.
You're welcome.
He's very stressed about it, I'm sure. Good beer too. I recommend Knockout Blonde. It's very good.
Knockout Blonde did a great job of cutting that spice for me.
I know. I agree with you.
Me
too.
It
It
did.
felt good.
Me too. That was very refreshing.
So we'll see you all next week. We will be back here for On Tech, but look
Thursday.
for special editions of On Tech
Yep.
next week.
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Tuesday and Wednesday from
Mash
Data Driven in
that
Boston.
subscribe button.
And mash subscribe.
Subscribe, comment, shares.
Thanks
like.
again, everyone.
Right.
See you
Bye,
later.
everyone.
Hope you see you
Bye.
Data Driven. L.